Yo, what's good, Does Nation? What's good, YouTube family? Psych Fat, peace, love, and light, man. Welcome or welcome back to the video. So let's get right into the topic. I'm not gonna waste too much time, man. Let's get into it. I am on the second half of my 20s. It's crazy to think that in a few years I'm gonna be entering my 30s. And my 30s are gonna be crazy, you know what I mean? But with that being said, man, I wish I would have had a mentor. I wish I would have had somebody in my family or just an older friend or something that could have educated me on what I'm gonna talk about with you guys today. I know a lot of you guys that are subscribed to me, that follow me on Instagram, are younger guys, younger women, you know what I'm saying, from the ages of 18 to 30. That's my main demographic, really going until like 35. I wanna talk to you guys about the 9 things that you should avoid in your 20s, all right? Especially for men. Number 1, the common mistake that a lot of people make in their 20s is buying a new car. This is something that you should absolutely never do. You gotta understand that the 20s, you're supposed to be setting the foundation for your life. And so when you buy a new car, you're gonna be stuck with a car payment and your overhead is gonna be much higher, making it harder for you to actually, save, invest, things of that nature. So when you purchase a new vehicle, within the first year, statistics show that the car is gonna decrease in value by at least 30%. And so guys, you know me, right now I currently have a 2009 Honda. It looks perfectly fine. It feels great. For those of you that are the OG subs, you guys knew I was in that 99 Honda. The ceiling was falling apart. People were joking on me, but to be honest, so what? It got me from everywhere I needed to go. I took that car to Las Vegas, you feel me? I took that car to South Florida, you know what I mean? I took that car everywhere and it was perfectly fine and it was paid off like my car is now. I have no car payments whatsoever. My car is perfectly fine. The only thing I have to pay for is insurance. I bulk pay that for the whole year. And I just pay for gas. And to be honest, I work from home, so I don't really go anywhere anyway. So you gotta think about these things. Where are you going? Unless you have a job that requires you to drive an hour every day, or your car payment is less than 10% of your monthly income, I do not recommend that you get a newer car. You can easily get a model that's 3, 4, 5, 6 years older. That's gonna cost you way less. If you have to get a newer car to get a car payment, I just recommend that you get something that's like 3, 4 years older. It's still gonna look as nice, it's still gonna look good, and to be honest, it's all about stacking your bread right now and investing, which we're gonna get into later down the line. Having a brand new car is something that kills a lot of us in our 20s. A lot of my students told me that they've got a car payment that's $500, $600 a month. For what? Where are you going? You feel me? It's about thinking long term. I'm telling you, I can afford a newer car right now, and I have a 2009. Before that, I had a 1999. I still would have had that 1999, but I got scammed by some Russians in Vegas. That's another story, you feel me? But I still would have had my 1999 Honda. It only had 100,000 miles on it. Still would have had it right now. So guys, I'm telling you, man, the new car, you gotta have some delayed gratification, man. You don't need that new Benz. You don't need that right now. That's stupid. That's not being money smart. Number 2, acquiring massive student loan debt. Guys, take it from me, man. This is somebody that has 2 college degrees, okay? 2 college degrees, and I will tell you right now, you do not need college unless you are going for an actual skill that requires you to have a degree. A doctor, somebody that's in service, an engineer, things of that nature, an actual trade that you can use to make money with your hands. College is not required. This is a common mistake that a lot of millennials, us in our 20s, we make this mistake of acquiring massive student loan debt, and you're stuck with it for life. You can't file bankruptcy. You can't get rid of it. You're gonna have to pay. And this is a issue that I see with a lot of women. When they get married, you're bringing on that debt to the man, because women, we know for a fact in the US, have a lot more debt than men since they're going to college more. And so guys, I'm telling you, student loan debt is something to definitely look out for, man. You will be paying this for the rest of your life. If you currently have student loan debt right now and you can't do nothing about it, at the very least, leverage it, man, pay it and build up your credit that way. But I'm telling you, you want to avoid student loan at all costs, because the chances are you're not even utilizing your degree that you went to school for. So you acquired all of that debt, and now you're a barista, now you're a bartender, and you went to school for art, you went to school for communication or something, which you can use a communication degree, don't get me wrong. You might be able to use an art history degree, who knows? But what I'm saying is, going to school, if you have to go to school, make sure that you're going to get a degree that you're actually gonna be able to make money with out the gate and not just acquire massive debt. This will hold you back. Avoid consumer debt. Guys, listen, a lot of people like to keep up with the Joneses, especially within our 20, buying jewelry, buying, going out partying, drinking, doing all these things, buying designer clothes, things that you really don't need. Guys, this shirt, I got this shirt on clearance clearance at H&M. This shirt cost me $4, okay? You have to stop keeping up with the Joneses. Now, I know this is gonna sound funny coming from me, because if you follow me on Instagram, you see that I'm in $200,000 cars, that I'm in penthouses now, I'm in all this stuff. But guys, you gotta understand, I do a lot of that stuff outside of the country where the US dollar goes a lot further. I'll be in a penthouse in Mexico. I'll be in a penthouse in Colombia. I'll be in Honduras. I'll be somewhere else where those things to the US dollar is not that much. You know what I'm saying? So I'll still enjoy that lifestyle, but I work hard and I budget all that stuff. That stuff is probably only 10% of my income. So a common issue that I see with a lot of millennials is that because of social media, we want to do all these things. We want to go by the designer. We want to go keep up with the Joneses. Again, guys, in your 20s, you should be setting up your foundation. I'm not saying have fun. I'm not saying treat yourself, but you got to learn how to manage your money and stop keeping up with the Joneses. All of those things that you're buying are not assets. They're just liabilities because they're depreciating. You put your money into that $1,200 Gucci shirt. What are you getting out of it? A couple of wears. Once you post it on Instagram, you can't even wear it again because Instagram is the most expensive in the world. Once you wear a shirt, you can't wear it again on the gram. So, I mean, you seriously got to think about this, man. Stop keeping up with the Joneses. Did you know that the average 30-year-old in the USA has a negative net worth? Go look it up. The average 30-year-old has a negative net worth. Did you know that over 78% of American workers are living paycheck to paycheck? Listen to this one right here. Did you know that over 60% of millennials making over $100,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck? Listen to that again. Over 60% of millennials that are making over $100,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. And this is simply because of lifestyle inflation. You make more money, so you want to get a bigger place, you want to get a newer car, you want to get all these different things that you don't need. Live below your means, guys, okay? If you make $40,000 a year, live off of 20. Trust me, you can do it. I have been living off of less than $20,000 for the last 4 years of my life. Literally, I have been living off of $20,000. You guys see, I had an apartment in Colombia that was costing me $14 a night. I live below my means. My car is paid off. I'm not keeping up with the Joneses. This shirt cost me $4 or $5. I'm not keeping up with the Joneses. So this is a common issue that I see with a lot of us in our 20s. The fourth mistake that a lot of 20-year-olds make is moving out of their parents' house too soon. Guys, this is something, you know, I find it funny, man, because I have a slightly different perspective. I'm Haitian. I find American culture sometimes a little bit funny. So in Latin culture, in Haitian culture, Asian culture, and a lot of cultures all across the world, it's not uncommon to find a person in their 20s, even 30s, living at home with their parents and their family, because people are very family oriented until they get married. But in the US, as soon as you're 18, you've got to go get your own place and do all these things. Guys, listen, there's nothing wrong with living home with your parents, as long as you got a plan and you're actually building towards something and you actually have a goal in your life. I would recommend that you stay at home with your parents as long as you can. Leverage that having no overhead, build your life up, take risks, because now you have a safety net. You know, take risks, whether you want to start a business, whether you want to invest, and build yourself up. Get a plan, all right? And then get your own place, okay? Or start that business while you're at home, scale it up, and then get your own place. Work that job, get your savings, okay? Get your investments straight, and then get your own place. You don't have to move out just because you're 18. You don't have to move out just because you're 25. Guys, listen, I moved back home with my dad back in 2018, and I stayed there 5 months until I got back on my feet, and then I got my own place. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, guys. Take advantage of having no overhead. I know it's annoying. I know you want to have your own space. You want to be able to do what you want to do. You want to bring women in, whatever you want to do, you feel me? That's your prerogative, right? But take advantage of having that safety net. A lot of people don't have parents to go back home to. Stay home, grind, work, don't be a bum. Stack your money up, get your bread up, get your investments right, and then be out. Number 5, not taking care of your body. Now, I know this is a curveball. This isn't really finance mistakes, but let me tell you how it is. I cannot tell you how many of my clients that I train online and in person that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s that tell me, Dudley, I wish I would have taken care of my body in my 20s. Guys, if you do not take care of your body in your 20s, you will pay for it in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. You'll pay for it with hospital bills, chronic illness, medications, diagnosis, cancers, things of that nature. You want to take care of your vessel. This is what you will be driving out through through your life. This is what you will be driving in. You want to take care of your body. It will cost you. I'm telling you. You want to make sure that you're eating the proper things. You want to make sure that you're exercising, that you're sleeping, that you're keeping your cortisol levels low. You guys see I be so calm. You want to make sure that all these things are in congruency so that you can be the best version of yourself. Because I'm telling you right now, if you think that you're just going to be able to eat whatever you want to eat like you are right now in your 20s and just not work out, I'm telling you, once you hit 30, it's different. A lot of my clients complain to me about this, all right? Did you know that over half of the USA is obese, all right? So you want to make sure that you're keeping care of your body, doing all the things that are going to help you function right, all right? So this is a big financial mistake because it'll cost you down the line. We want to think long term here. We're not thinking short. Again, down the line, all right? So that's number 5. Number 6, having babies or having pets. Now let's get into the babies thing first, because I know that some people are going to be like, oh, for men it's different. I understand for women, you guys have a biological time clock, all right? For this one, I'm talking more specifically about the men. Having a baby too early, prematurely, will change the course of your life. I'm not saying that you can't be successful, but it's going to be extremely harder. You want to be able to control that, guys, for real. You cannot have a baby too early out here, especially if you're not married, all right? So that's one thing. Having a pet, guys, I cannot tell you how much having a pet costs, all right? I've had several pets over the course of my life, man, from goldfish, cats, dogs, okay? Listen, having a pet is like having a kid that never grows up. You gotta pay for babysitters when you go out of town because you can't take the cat or dog everywhere. Every morning you gotta wake up and take the dog out, okay? And then God forbid, not if, but when the dog or cat gets sick, now you have to pay for vet bills. Something happens and the dog breaks his hip. Some species are, predisposed to some type of genetic disorders, and now the dog has to get surgery, and vets are not cheap. That's going to cost you thousands of dollars as opposed to just euthanizing the dog. Listen, having a pet is something that a lot of 20-year-olds do prematurely, and it's like having a kid, and it costs them a lot of money. And if it's somebody that's trying to get on your feet, this is a major financial no-no, okay? Do not get a pet until you can actually afford 10 of them. Right now, it's not the time. No pets, no baby. We're thinking long-term here. Get it together. Number 7, guys, this is a very simple one. We're not gonna spend too much time here. This is simply budgeting, okay? People need to learn how to budget in their 20s. A lot of people just don't even know. Especially as a man, this is a skill that you need to acquire as a leader in the household, as the head of the household. You need to make sure that you know how to budget your life. Budgeting goes so much further than just finances. It's about maintaining your life, knowing what is where, okay? Because I promise you, when you have a woman, when you have a kid, it's going to be a lot more chaos going on. You need to learn how to budget your life, all right? And so this is a skill that many people in their 20s need to learn. It's not that people avoid these things, but just avoid the ignorance, having the ignorance and not knowing how to budget your life. As a man, you need to know how to structure your life, how to budget your finances, and know how much is coming in versus how much is going out. Many people in their 20s fail to learn how to budget, and then they have to pay for it going into their 30s, going into their 40s, not being financially educated, all right? And so this is why the average millennial has a negative net worth right now. When you factor in student loan debt, even if you're making $80,000, $90,000 a year, $100,000 a year, the average millennial, the average 30-year-old has a negative net worth. And then number 8, guys, is simply not having a rainy day fund. Listen, it's not a matter of if it happens. It's a matter of when it happens. I could tell you that for certain. So I highly recommend that you guys have a rainy day fund. At least 3 months of your expenses saved up. This could be your housing, rent, bills, whether that's insurance, your car payment, having money for food, knowing how much money you spend on food a month, things like that, man. You need to have a rainy day fund, because I'm telling you, things happen very, very, very quickly, okay? 1 second, you lose your job. You see what happened with the pandemic. You lose your job. Boom, the rent is due. Boom, a family member gets sick, and now you have to front the bill for the hospital, or a family member, dies, and you got to front the bill for a headstone. This has happened to me. You got to front a bill, and then all of a sudden your girlfriend leaves you, and you guys were going 50-50, listen, it's a lot of things that can happen back to back to back. Life has a way of just dropping clips on you, man. So you want to make sure that you have a rainy day fund. You might even need a hibernation fund, man, for real. I'm telling you, life is real. And then the 9th and final mistake to avoid in your 20s, guys, is not creating a second source of income / not investing. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was like 18. Listen, creating multiple sources of income has been the best decision of my life, because it's enabled me to just have a sense of peace when one income goes away and I quit my job, or I lose my job, or something happens, I get hurt. Invest your money in your 20s. Get educated on investing and create a second and third source of income, guys. You need to be thinking long term. 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you need to be thinking about retirement. You want to make sure that you're educating yourself on how to diversify your income, how to actually have a investment portfolio so that your money can make money while you're sleeping. You need to think long term. And so this is a mistake that a lot of people in their 20s don't do. All right, they're not investing their money. They're not letting their money work for itself. Make your money work for itself, guys. Create another source of income, because the truth is, in the 2020s, you cannot just have one job for most people. As I just told you, 78% of Americans are living check to check. You have to have a side hustle. You have to have something else. You have to, have something that can save you, guys. Life happens quick, as I said. 1 second, everything is going fine. Then your car breaks down. That's $1,200, okay? Your rent gets increased, okay? Something happens, you get sick. You have to front a bill for somebody. A family member calls you. They need money. Things happen just like that, guys. I'm telling you. So you want to have second incomes, third incomes. You want to make sure that you have investments so that you can actually retire and not be one of these people that's 70 years old working at Walmart, taking out your carts. No disrespect. I worked those jobs for 5 years, but you want to make sure that your life is set up. So with that being said, that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button, tap it nicely. It helps the videos get out to more people. I really hope you guys got value out of this, guys, because this is something that I wish people would have told me when I was 18 going into my 20s. And so the goal of this was to just educate you on some of these things, man. And I'll see you in the next video, man. We out.